Hello and welcome to I'll Sleep When I'm Done Talking, in which we don't sleep till the end of the podcast. I'm Connor,
I'm Damo.
and this week's episode is childhood gaming.
Mm-hmm.
This is where the musical jingle comes in that I don't have, and I don't have a musical jingle planned, so this is where I will say a musical jingle goes in, but nothing goes there.
Mm-hmm.
Because we didn't think that far ahead. Hello,
Yes.
everyone. Because Damo and I, we like to chat late at night. We thought we'd make it into a podcast where we pick a particular topic and we go into it and chat about it, because I think that will be fun. The only rule of the podcast is you have to be listening to it at night time as well.
Yes.
No, none of this, I'll listen to this at 10 a.m. or 3 p.m. As soon as it hits, 7 p.m. onwards, that's when you can listen to the show. That's because that's nighttime at that point. So that's good. I think it's a good rule. I think this is a good introduction to a podcast. Give the audience a rule that they have to follow. You can't deny this. No. This is the rule. This is the... Yeah, today we're talking about childhood games.
Yes.
Is there anything else I have to explain? I just have my notes, explain the podcast.
Fair, yeah. I don't know. I think it is basically a podcast where we just talk about wherever we want, whatever we want, late at night.
With pretty
Kind of.
visuals. Which
Yeah.
I am a robot.
Mm-hmm. And I am me. This is how I look in real life.
Yeah, no, we know I looked a bit different. I have a different hat on, usually. This is my nightcap. I thought today's topic would be a good one because, for a good episode, I reckon childhood gaming could be a good start. And so I laid out two questions that I think would be good jumping off points to start us off. The first one being, what are our first gaming memories?
Yeah, that's really tough.
Unless you want me to go first.
No. I'm going first. I'm for sure going first.
Curse. Damn it. I could have won this. Damn.
Oh man. It's weird because I've grown up with at least some type of video game console for as long as I can remember. So earliest memories, which are very, very faded by now, of games that I've played would probably be the Spyro 3 and Crash 3 on the PlayStation 1. And
yes.
The only thing I remember of playing from those games is just playing the skateboarding level over and over again in Spyro and playing the motorbike level over and over again in Crash 3. Because I had no idea that progression was a thing in video games at the age of 6.
I wonder I wonder if this has influenced you in your life at any point. Thinking about the skateboard and the motorbike. I wonder if that has had an influence. I don't think so. That's stretching at things. Making too big of a comparison. But yeah, no, same here. When we get into my stuff, it is also very much like I didn't do progression.
Yeah. That was a very common theme with me playing video games. If I owned the game myself and it was just right from scratch, nothing had been done with it, I would just play the first level over and over again because I didn't know saving was a thing as well. So I just started from the beginning. Or if it was a video game that my brother owned, I just picked up where he left off and then did that level over and over again.
This is so nice to hear because I had almost the exact same experience. Except I knew there were more levels. I just kept picking the first one. Or the first
ones are just the easiest.
Well, continue on your one first before I just get into mine, unless we want to also get into mine at the same time. But because I think about when Kyron, because again, I grew up with Kyron. I'm still growing up with Kyron. I'm not growing. I haven't stopped. I will keep going.
You still got a lot left to go.
Yeah. Oh my god. But hey guys, I just bought a new Ninja Turtle. Oh, they got so much to grow. They have to grow up so much. Every time we think, oh, maybe they've reached a bar. Oh no, never mind. They bought another Ninja Turtle. It's fine, whatever. No, but because Kyron was very much so for example, I'll have to actually stack it into my stuff just to explain things. For example, my first console was the PS2. That was the one I started with. And I had a game called The Simpsons game. Not hit and run. I never had hit and run. Everyone had hit and run.
That's tragic.
I never did. What I had was the 2007, 2008. I had that Simpsons game.
Okay, I also had the Simpsons game, and I played that a lot growing up.
Titled The Simpsons game. That's what it was called. So when I say The Simpsons game, that's the one I'm talking about.
Yes.
I would say hit and run if it's an accident and I accidentally hit someone and ran away.
Yeah, I had the Simpsons game too growing up, but I had it on the Wii because I did not have a PS2 or a GameCube. I didn't know
it wasn't on the
GameCube
GameCube
even existed.
It wasn't on the
because
GameCube.
nowhere was selling GameCubes.
It wasn't on the GameCube.
It wasn't on the GameCube.
No, it was on the 360, the PS3, the PS2, and the Wii.
That's right.
And the DS.
That's right.
Yeah, come on.
Oh yeah, I did also
You're
have the
thinking
DS
of hit
version.
and run. You're thinking of hit and run.
I am
That was on
thinking
the
of Hit and
game.
Run.
Yeah, see, look at this. This is a disgrace, okay? Like I get
How
it.
dare I?
Look, I get it. Like, the Simpsons game isn't exactly perfect. It's that weird point where half of it's pretty good, but the other half of it is the new era of The Simpsons, or the beginning of that. So it's a bit iffy on a lot of stuff. But, like, so this is like one of my, probably like my number one game as a kid, because I love The Simpsons and I love the game. I never got past the 5th level.
Which level was that?
Okay, so the first level was Homer in Candyland in the chocolate place, in which he ate stuff and he got really big. The second level was the one in which it was Homer and Bart found the manual to the game and becomes Bartman, and they have to go to the museum and then stuff like that. The third level, scene missing. The fourth level was the the fourth level was the one with Bart and Lisa, and that they go to the logging company.
That's right.
And then the fifth one was Marge having to, because the itchy and scratchy game thing. So that was the fifth
protest level.
I never beat that one until Kyron came over and beat it for me. When I went over to Kyron's house, he would keep playing the Lard Lad level, meaning, therefore, he had actually understood that there was saving and progression in video games to the point where he had beaten the game a couple times.
My God.
From memory.
Was the protest level like too hard for you, or like what happened?
I just never beat it. I think a little bit. I think it was a both of. It wasn't as fun as the other levels because I know I played level 2 over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, and level 3 and level 4. I can't remember level 3.
I'm like trying to rack my brain around what level 3 is.
Level 3 is.
Oh wait, I remember now.
It's Homer and Bart, and they go to the eating contest.
Yeah, we both remembered it like the exact same time.
That's pretty good. See what I mean? This is us for a podcast is pretty good. It's just us going, we remember a thing. We sure do. Don't you too, audience?
Don't you have the same childhood as we did?
I was so close to just name dropping someone who might be watching this video. just to freak him out a bit. I just think it's kind of funny. It's like a friend or something.
A bit too intense.
But just be like, yeah, you know, Bene, you know, like the childhood we all had together. This podcast is very much just for us. And
this is very self-indulgent.
Yes. But it's for the people, so I don't feel guilty about it.
Yeah. We are doing a service to the people.
So if you played Spyro and Crash, that means you would have had to have had a PS2 or access to a PS2.
No, I played. Those were PS1 games.
Oh, PS1.
I never had a PS2.
I'm sorry.
You absolute plebeian.
I did forget the PS1 exists. That was.
Dude, we had so many games for the PS1, and those were like the only games I ever played on there.
Not fair.
They're good games.
Yeah, fair enough.
I don't know if we had the previous games. I don't know if we had Spyro 1 and 2 and Crash 1 and 2, but
I was going to make a joke earlier about the fact that, I only play the third in the trilogy, so it makes it really hard for me to play video games.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I finally was able to play Pokemon with Ruby and Sapphire, but then it took forever to get the X and Y. Oh my god.
That's so weird because X and Y was like the first proper Pokemon game that I actually had for myself.
Well, it's in the set of 3, 'cause that's Gen 6, so there you go.
It's true.
It fits, you're allowed to play that one.
Yeah.
We'll probably do another episode on Pokemon, so I don't want to get too much into it.
Oh yeah.
I think
Pokemon's just a whole other
it
league.
is. There's another game list I have here that I might. That's just a whole other separate episode entirely. Yep. And oh yeah, what were there any other games in particular you remember playing as a child or like as a child?
Oh.
I mean, like there's a lot, but like under the topic of like first gaming memories, because
If I'm thinking back to like the way like really early ones and the ones that I played a lot, I played a lot of PC games as a kid because I had a Windows XP
I
computer
forgot about
from my
PC
own.
games.
Yeah.
Oh
And
no!
like and oh my god, like my favorite games on my computer were Age of Empires 2, which like I didn't know how to play, but I had a lot of fun just like creating random maps on it. I played the first Midtown Madness game a lot, which was very fun.
I don't know what that is.
It's like kind of like GTA, except you just play as a car, essentially.
So GTA, but you're Lightning McQueen. Ka-chow.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and then the third game I played a lot was The Curse of Monkey Island, and I actually just recently got that game again because I love point and click adventure games, and I just really wanted to play it again.
Nice. That's good.
Yeah.
My PC gaming experience was all the Flash games, like the Cartoon Network website. So,
Yeah.
like, sadly, I could barely remember them to really get into too much about that.
Yeah. I remember like Flash games that I played were mainly what was it called? Cool Maths games, and I'm pretty sure was it Prank Patrol? I just played those in IT all the time.
Prank Patrol is the TV show on ABC3. So
Yeah,
it
but there was
makes
like
sense I would have had a
website.
game, yeah. Probably.
There was like a website just full of random Flash games. I think it was Prank Patrol.
See, that was on the internet. I'm not good with the internet. Like,
This-
at least
this
started
is
to use
like,
the internet when I was 12, so...
Yeah, this is like 2010's internet. That's like, yeah, that time.
That's only like 12 years ago.
Yeah.
That's not in our demographic that we're chatting about today.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then IT we also just always played like that random free version of Minecraft all the time.
Never had it.
That was my introduction to the game.
I think for me, it was a friend. No, it was a cousin being like, "Oh, you should play this Minecraft game," and I'm like, "Oh yeah." That's how I got introduced. To Minecraft PE Pocket Edition, not physical education.
Yes.
When everything was in like there was a border.
Yeah.
I'd love to do that for a moment. Anyway, set aside, going back to the thing. One of my core memories about playing games as a kid is that I didn't play games. I forced my dad to play them for me. Because,
Really?
yeah, so...
I mean, to be fair, I also kind of did that with my brother a lot. Like, not a lot, but mostly I'd just be like, can you help me get past this level? And he'd be like, no, you gotta do it yourself.
See, here's the thing. I am the older brother. So what would happen, according to my parents, because this is most... I remember it, but I don't remember the exacts of anything. So what it would be, like, my dad would be doing something, and then I'll be like, I want to play video games. And my dad will sigh, and he'll go over to the console, pick up the controller, and play the game, and I'd watch. So I basically made my dad do a Let's Play.
Oh my god. You got a free Let's Play, just, like, live in your own house.
And it would be annoying, because, like, I would try to get my dad to do things, and he'd get frustrated, because the game's difficult. But it'd be like... But it wouldn't be like it wouldn't be like a good game. It would be like one of the ones I do remember was like Wall-E, the video game.
Is that for like a console?
Yeah,
or?
PS2.
Well, that explains why
PS...
I never played it.
Well, there you go. Because I guess here's the thing. My first gaming experiences all tied to the PS2. That was the only gaming console we had. So that's where everything goes. For me, where for you it's obviously PC and the PS1.
I've like jumped back and forth between consoles so much, so like I don't really have any like console loyalty, I guess you could say.
Oh, neither do. Well, mine's like Nintendo, but that's just because they make good games.
Yeah, I am a bit more Nintendo leaning these days.
Yeah, I always loved the PS2, but I never played any PS2 like classic games because all my games are licensed games.
Oh yes. Same.
So continue on with my list. So Wally was one that we rented from Blockbuster. That wasn't even one I owned.
Oh yeah, you were able to go to a Blockbuster.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had an Easy Video Easy.
Video Easy.
I kept almost saying EB Games, and it's like no, wrong one.
No. Can I rent this? No.
Yeah.
This is
and
an
now
EB Games.
Video Easy just exists in machines stood outside of stores where you can rent videos.
Blockbuster only exists in the board game I have that no one will play with me. They were like, again, there was a couple Christmases in which are like, oh, we should keep buying. And this wasn't just my parents, this was like extended family. Oh, Connor loves movies. We should buy them movie trivia games. Not realizing that if they buy me movie trivia games, I want to play said movie trivia games. But then they're like, no, because you'll win. And I'm like, fair. But at the same time, why did you buy this for me? Blockbuster at least got a couple of innings out of it. Oh my gosh. No, but so the games I actually own from memory, I maybe owned another one, but I can't think of it for the life of me. So you got the Simpsons game that we discussed. Ice Age 2.
Oh, I had that as well. I had that on the Xbox.
Really? So, do you have...
I was an Xbox kid.
Oh, fair enough. Again, my
and
dad
I never got a 360.
Again, my dad played the video games for me. I didn't. Well, I know I played Ice Age 2. I know that for a fact. But so, do you have many memories of playing Ice Age 2, The Meltdown, the video game?
I only ever remember playing as Scrat the whole time. Do you ever play as any other characters in that game? Or is it just Scrat?
So so recently, as I'm going to explain, I recently bought Ice Age 2 The Meltdown, the video game, on the GameCube. So I can actually experience this again, and I'm genuinely really excited.
Yes.
So the majority of this game you play as Scrat. Scrat is your main protagonist, and you do all the levels. There are side games with Diego and Sid. I don't know about.
Oh, I remember those.
So the side game with Diego was what's it called? Like Red Light, Green Light. That's basically what it was. So you'd be Scrat and you'd have to sneak past, and like Diego would turn around and you'd be like, "Ew."
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So that was the
Dude,
game.
You're unlocking core memories for me right now talking about this game.
Should we play this together?
We should.
Are you free tomorrow?
Unfortunately, no.
Ah, damn it.
Man, like the level I remember playing the most out of that whole game for some reason is the one where you go inside the big fish thing. I play that level a lot for some reason.
I don't remember that level.
You go inside a big fish or like a big whale and you have to basically like escape through its internal organs, you know? It was weird.
Yeah. Because
I think I just got stuck on that level and that's why I played it so much.
So I'm just reading the back of the case. So play as Scrat alongside your favorite heroes of the film. And then so they'll dive into huge variety of exciting mini games. For example, this is the one I remember playing every so often, like Sid's Slippery Sloth Slide Challenge.
Oh.
And it would be Sid.
I do remember those levels.
Yeah, well, there you go. Like, you could play as the other characters, but not as much. I also love on the box, like, the stock image of Diego they have. Like, it's the stock image of Diego.
That's good.
It's like Manny and Sid, like, they're touching each other, so like you have like that physical. It's like, okay, this is somewhat of a drawing, but Diego's just like standing there. It is so funny. It is so funny. I recommend looking it up, everyone at home. It's got the
Ice Age
Nintendo
2.
seal of quality. That's great.
Really?
Yeah, because that's what
I mean, it was a pretty decent game, from what I remember at least.
Journey to the Amazing Worlds of Ice Age: The Meltdown, the movie, and new ones too. Like, we should play this together. I think it's only
we
single
should.
player. No, it is only one player. But like,
Yeah.
you should just sit there and watch me play and get to experience what I made my dad do.
Yes.
Although it was like, because my dad and I, we played the Simpsons game together because that was multiplayer, but I mostly played that one by myself. Same with Ice Age 2. That one was just for me. There were a lot of games I made my dad play. I think Ice Age 2 was one of them at the beginning, but I have vivid memories of it just being me playing this. While you're looking that up, another game that
I saw the image. It is, oh my god, Diego is just...
Oh god.
It's so funny.
It's also very funny to think that there was no Ice Age 1 video games.
That's right, yeah.
There might be one, but it feels wrong.
Like, not any that I know of.
Time for a Google.
Mm.
Yep, the first one that came up was Ice Age 2. There are literally only... Oh, okay. No, there was one for the Game Boy... What?
The Game Boy Advance?
Yeah, there was one for the Game Boy Advance.
Oh my god.
There was a... By the looks of things, there was a shitty mini-games 3DS title. There was one for the third game, which I never remember. And then, yeah, and Continental Drift apparently got one too, which is weird to think about.
That is...
The weirdest one... and we'll move on from Ice Age, don't worry. I was about to say chat.
We'll get there.
But one
It's only
game...
one of your favorite movies ever.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's probably in my top 10 favorite animated movies. The first one. But one of the weirdest things that came out recently, by recently I mean like probably 2 years ago, was Ice Age Scrat's Nutty Adventure, which ties into none of the movies. They just decided to make a video game.
Wait, when did that come out? That sounds familiar.
Like, yeah, because I've talked about it before. I want to say 2020.
Definitely... Really?
It could be 2019, but it's very weirdly placed.
Hold on, have I seen this game before?
Yeah, because I've
that doesn't look good.
Are you sure? Because from what it looks like, from the still images, it looks like the Scratch short film in which he travels forward and backwards in time.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Oh yeah, I forgot the graphics are wild.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Like the environmental assets look pretty good.
I was like,
but
the
Scrat
environment
himself,
looks great.
But Scrat, my boy.
Oh my! I'm sending this.
Oh no. Oh dear. Oh, we have fallen down a rabbit hole.
Anyway, we should probably escape out of this. And I plan to get this game on PC. I'll stream it.
Ooh, yes.
That's a promise. I might keep, might not. We'll see.
Yes.
Okay, but yeah. Speaking, so another one which I won't really talk about too much because I don't have any really memories of it was based off the 2007 movie, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or TMNT. They had a video game. I only ever played the first level. Now you might be thinking, but there's more levels. Yes, but this one has Leonardo in it in a forest. So why would I play any other level in the game? That was my kid reasoning, and I do have a copy of it for my PS2. I just need an actual controller for my PS2. So I got that for $6.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I say shit about
Impressive.
that on GameCube. Nearly 40.
Oh.
Because it's a GameCube game. That's why. On PS2 it's like $10, but I decided
As the Nintendo tax.
But yeah, I decided to go all out and get on the GameCube because I have a working GameCube. Where I need to buy a PlayStation 2 controller to get it working for the PS2. And also, I have the GameCube hooked up to my box TV.
Yes.
Dude, we really should play this. Anyway.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot to talk about and we've been going for about half an hour.
Oh yeah.
So,
yeah, wow.
So My last note on the PS2, I'm going to quickly go through, is I played the Surf's Up video game.
I weirdly never had the Surf's Up video game.
It feels right up your alley, but it doesn't surprise me you didn't have it.
Yeah.
I played it a lot. Like, this is the one I have a feeling that if I went back, it wouldn't surprise me if I was halfway through the game.
Hmm.
Or
See,
if I
the
just
thing
played the
is,
same
like-
level over and over and over and over and over again, I didn't notice.
See, the thing is with the licensed games that I grew up playing is because technically all of the consoles we had up until like the Wii we eventually got, they all technically belonged to my brother. I basically just played whatever licensed games he happened to get, which he would eventually trade in because he doesn't like licensed games.
What do
But
you
it
mean?
was just entirely
How are the games
dependent
gonna
on what he
drive
had.
now?
I still have like
Games
quite a
can't.
few of them.
Games can't drive these days. Back in the day, all games could drive. Nowadays, not as much. There's not as many licensed games these days. They just take public transport.
Very tragic. But oh man,
So I have.
I remember
Okay.
one of it's actually like some games are kind of difficult for me to tell whether they're technically a licensed game. I guess
could
not,
tell
but
you.
like
I could tell you. What's
well, the two I'm gonna mention definitely are licensed games. I know that. But the two I played the most, like specifically on the Xbox, was Hit and Run, of course, because that was like my favorite game ever for
Not licensed.
years.
Call of GTA ripoff, not Call of Duty ripoff.
Rip off.
I'm both. Call of Duty ripoff's just the hit part of the run.
Yeah, and I genuinely still love Hit and Run, and I love playing it. It's a very good game. The second licensed game I always played, no matter what, was Shrek 2 on the Xbox. And
Yeah.
I have beaten that game so many times, but I'm scared to go back to it in fear that it's just not a good game.
Oh, it won't be. Don't worry.
Hmm.
There could be weirdly good levels, but like I'll be
Could
honest,
be.
all the games I've listed, I'm like, it's not going to be a fun experience.
It was-
Maybe
It was
Surf's
basically
Up.
just a beat 'em up.
Maybe Surf's Up will be good to go back to, but all the other ones I'm like, is not going to be fun. Ice Age 2 for the
Yeah.
memories, but everything else I'm like,
Mm.
There's a
I
reason.
remember Ultimate
T-
Spider-Man being really good, though.
Yeah, I never played it.
It was really good.
Mm.
It was just a lot of fun, like, swinging around and just, like, abruptly drowning in water and having all the music stop all of a sudden.
I think I've seen that before.
It's so good. And I love the music from that game as well. It's
Well,
just such, like, 90s energy.
Nice. Well, I mean, that Ultimate Spider-Man, even though the series, like the comic series, was in the 2000s, is a very 90s name.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, that makes sense.
And you also get to play as Venom in the game, and you get to eat people.
Oh. I think it's like,
Yeah.
you get to
It was a
eat
good
people
game
in
from what
this
I
game.
remember.
I'm like, I was a squirrel, I was a turtle, I was a penguin, I was Homer Simpson. That were the games I played, and a robot when I could afford to rent it for Blockbuster.
I was a sadistic child playing that game. I basically just walked around as Venom for a while, scaring the piss out of everyone, and then just like letting them cower in fear until I eventually eat them after like 10 minutes of just staring at them.
10 minutes? That's a while.
Yeah.
That's your mum walking.
I was a
going-
child. I had a lot of time on my hands.
That's your mum walking. What are you doing? I'm making them fear me. Right. Okay. What's wrong with him? He'll grow out of it. He didn't.
Nope.
You just walk in,
I
Mom,
still
Dad,
walk
I'm a
around the
Satanist.
and let people cower in fear as I stare at them for 10 minutes until I eventually eat them.
Is this why you were trying to drag me to the city earlier today?
Maybe, maybe not.
This is gonna be me earlier today being like, I'm afraid of the city, and like, don't worry, I could teach you a thing or two about fear. What? That's That's basically my home console experience, like my first console. We eventually sold the PS2, because my parents are like, we're trying not to be hoarders. Unfortunate for them, I am practically a hoarder.
Oh yes. Yeah,
I know when to throw out things, but you don't need to.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like our PS1 getting thrown away is what turned me into a hoarder. Because I even fucking keep the boxes for just about everything I've gotten so far.
I do because I just move too often, so it's handy to have.
That is fair. I just like how the box art looks. Like actual boxes. Because they look really pretty. And like I may need them if I need to move.
God, I have so many games. I have more notes than I thought I would have. Because I haven't even talked about the DS yet.
Yeah, I was like waiting for us to get to the DS.
Yeah, because the DS is a very important part of our lives, I assume.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember getting your DS, or did you just always have one?
Oh, I don't remember actually getting it. I think I remember just going up to my mom and being like, Can I get a DS? And she'll be like, yeah, sure. And then I had a DS. Specifically a DS Lite. And then when the DSi came out, I was like, I'll give my DS Lite away so I can have the DSi. And then I did that again for the 3DS XL. But I really wish I kept my previous versions of the DS because, oh my god, the memories attached to those.
So, yeah, because I remember the Christmas I got. I don't remember the age I was, but I do remember for Christmas I got a DS. And do you remember the first game you had with your DS?
Oh, man.
I remember mine.
See, I had a lot of shovelware for the DS.
Oh, who did?
Like so much. I don't remember what my first game was because I'm pretty sure I probably just had like 5 games at once and it's just like, I'm going to play them all.
That's fair. So my first cartridge was an R4 card. Do you know what that is?
It doesn't sound familiar.
So an R4 card is what we call a piracy disc, or a pirate. So it had 128 games.
Oh my god.
Most of them shit. But I have a list.
Was it like those plug and play consoles?
No, because an R4 card was the size of like a DS cartridge. You'd plug it in, and you had 128 DS games.
Were they like actual like licensed by Nintendo games, or were they just random? Oh, okay.
It was a mix.
Wow.
So like, yeah, because I have a feeling I know I know it was my uncle, on my dad's side, but not like blood, like whatever. One of my uncles is very much a pirate.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have a feeling that's who I got it from. Was my parents were like, okay, they want a DS. You're the tech person in the family. What games should we buy? And they're like, easy.
I can just imagine the business pitch of being like, oh, look at this. It has got 100 games on it.
I don't.
The low price of whatever it was.
I think no. My uncle was a pirate, so he just gave it to my family for free. I assume. But because here's the thing: this R4 card is very important to me, because, and I have this because I have a list of games here, which is like there's like Mario Kart, Mario Party, Nintendogs, that mum cooking game. I can't remember the name of. The cooking game that everyone likes.
The mum cooking game.
Yeah, that one. I played that.
You cook your mum.
No.
Mm-hmm. It's very bold of Nintendo.
Yeah, you. It's you as Venom just cooking or like yes. I had that one. I had a dodgeball game that Kyron remembers because I played it with him, and we found a ROM of it, but unfortunately it wasn't a good ROM.
Oh.
So like, oh damn. But it was a dodgeball game in which when things would get heated, you would throw things like bookshelves, a kitchen sink. Like that's what was memorable about it. Like one day I was like, "Hey,
That
Karen,
sounds hilarious.
do you remember the dodgeball game in which you'd throw dodgeballs, but at a certain point you'd just be throwing like random stuff?" And Karen's like, "Yes, that one. We found it. I can't remember the name of it, unfortunately. So if you do remember the name, comment it." But so it's that one, Mario Kart, Mario Party, whatever. I had like a Monopoly / Battleship game in which all I played was the Battleship side of it. And then the number one game that I never recognized, and I was like, I wonder what this game is. And I pressed play. You know what? You want to guess what that game was?
What game was it?
Pokemon Pearl.
Oh my god, I have Pokemon Pearl as well, and I never played it.
I was like, what's Pokemon?
Oh, it begins.
I had Pokemon cards apparently, but I didn't know what Pokemon was. Which makes sense, because you're like, oh, pretty cards.
It's like, ooh, cool monster designs.
I don't think I even got that far. I think it was a yellow card. Good. I'll be completely honest, I don't think it was monster designs that drew me. It was just like, what's this? And, again, we'll do a whole separate episode on Pokemon. But this was I think, like, honestly, it was like, I don't know what Pokemon is, and I was talking to Karen Kat's like, oh, you should play it. And I'm like, oh, okay then. And I did, and here I am. Not playing the remake of the game that started it all, because I'm like, I've been busy for the past 2 weeks, leave me alone.
I am really tempted to get the remake at some point. It does look fun.
It is good. Today I heard one of my favorite podcasts just shit on it, and I'm like, cool. I'm glad I'm not in an echo
Nice.
chamber. I'm glad I'm not listening to content that's like, the stuff you like is good. I actively listen to people who are like, the things you like are terrible. Why do you like this? And I'm like, yeah, I guess.
It's fun, honestly.
That's so funny because they're describing stuff that they don't like about the Pokemon games, and I'm like, I like it because this is how I play poorly. But we'll get into that in the Pokemon episode. So, what was your Nintendo DS experience? Just to add any more if you'd like, and then if not, we'll move on to the next question I had. But yeah.
So yeah, like the majority of the games that just filled up my DS clutter were, of course, licensed games. Not licensed games, just shovelware. But there were a few, like, I guess franchises you could call it, that like I played a lot. And one of them was like just a couple of like Littlest Pet Shop series, which I don't really remember an awful lot from them, honestly.
I forgot about them.
Yeah, I don't remember which games I played, but like they were part of the same sort of like series where they kind of mirrored each other, like Pokemon does.
I forgot they had video games. I never played the video games. I just played with the actual toys.
Yeah, I never had the toys. I just had the games.
Neither did I.
Yeah, I also had
I didn't have the toys either. That's the funny part about that, is I have fond memories of playing with them, but I never had the toys. So
you're living through someone else's memory.
No, not mine. I know it.
Well,
we'll get into that. It's just like primary school. Some like I was friends with a couple girls. Like, I don't really remember. It was like me, another guy, and then maybe 2 girls, and they brought the Littlest Pet Shops, and then we'd play with them.
Nice.
And I think to realize I wasn't a girl at that point. That's like, anyone can play with whatever, but it's that's a funny joke.
But yeah, the other games I played on my DS a lot were like a random assortment of Sims games that were put onto the DS. Like Sims Castaway was the one I played the most. There was also Sims 2 Pets, Sims 2 Apartment Pets, and I'm pretty sure I had something else, but I do not remember what it was.
Sims Castaway just sounds like, the Sims did an adaptation of the Tom Hanks classic Castaway.
Dude, Sims Castaway is like nothing like any of the other Sims games out there. It's like, it's a whole different genre.
It's a horror.
It's an actual survival game. Like, the closest it comes to Sims is just the fact that you could customize your character, just barely.
and they spoke the Simlish. It's so funny to imagine any scene from Castaway, but it's Simlish.
Oh my god, someone should do that.
I don't have any.
If I had the money to hire a voice actor, I would get one just to like just dub some scenes from Castaway, but do it in Simlish, please.
I just don't know Simlish, otherwise I'd attempt an impression.
It's just jargon. It's basically gibberish.
Yeah, but jargon to me, I immediately go straight to the Animal Crossing one, but that's just an actual language. So
yeah, fair. The franchise I definitely played the most with on like the DS Lite and the DSi was the Combat of Giants series. Have you ever played that?
never even heard of it.
It's basically like, so there were 3 games that I played with. It was like it was Combat of Giants something. So there was like a dinosaur one, there was a dragon one, and there was like a mutant insect one.
Did you have all 3? Because all 3 of them sound up your alley.
Yeah. And like the one I played the most was the dinosaur one. Because of course I did. And I played it so much, and I only...
If the dinosaur was a demon and had a skateboard, it was almost perfect for you.
Yeah. But I had a lot of fun with those games. Like, I genuinely think that they're like pretty solid games. And then like when the 3DS came around, there was like it was either a remake or a continuation, but it was basically a 3DS version of the dinosaur game. And unfortunately, I've never gotten that game for some reason.
You should.
But I should. I need to find
money.
Money. Yeah.
It's probably going to cost a little bit to
because like
DS game.
Because the thing is, like, when I was a kid and I saw it in the EB Games, I was like, I didn't know that. I just saw the game and I was like, ooh, new Combat of Giants games. And I was like, hey, can I get this? And I brought it up to the counter, and the person at the counter was like, oh, the 3DS isn't out yet. And I was like, what? Why do you have the game on display then? And I was like, all right, I'll get this another time. And then I never did.
I have no memories of going to EB Games, except for, like, potentially maybe one. And the first time I ever did... Well, because all the games just would rock up one day, and I'm like, cool. That's kind of how I lived.
Cool, new shit. Yeah, same, honestly.
Like, the first time I ever bought... Like, I saved up money. I'll get into it in the Pokemon... The first game was Pokemon Black. That was the first game I saved up money. We'll get into that with the Pokemon episode. We have to do it. It's gonna be a lot sooner than I thought. It wasn't like that in my mind. Oh man, like we're almost about to have a sneaky third host because I'm thinking about a couple episodes and I'm like, that would have that person in it. That would have, because it won't guest every so often. But I'm like, crap. That like, god damn, that is just a sneaky third host. Whoops. That's just because it's gaming we're talking about. But we should, because we're about 45 minutes in.
Yes.
Should we try and quickly... And it's going to be tough because... So the first gaming console that you owned.
Oh.
That was the second question. For me, it was the Wii. Because the PS2 was my dad's. I remember in like 2007, 2008, I got the Wii for my birthday. And I was so excited. And I got Wii Sports. And I got Mario Kart with it.
Ah, Wii Sports.
Yes. So, like, the Wii was my first console. And, like, aside from just, like, I was meant to have a look at my Wii games to see, like, oh, is there any core memories of the ones I have? I'm like, not really. Like, aside from, like, obviously Wii Sports, Wii Play, and Mario Kart, and Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, of course.
Oh, wow.
Like, the Skylanders and stuff, which also had on Disney Infinity, I had on the Wii, I'm saving that for another episode as well, because that's a whole other kettle of fish.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What was your first, like, console that was yours?
So, technically it would be my DS Lite, because, you know, that's a portable console. That belongs to just one specific person. If it was, like, a home console specifically, I guess it would be the Wii as well. Even though it was technically, like, for everyone to use, I was the only person using it the whole time.
And I did put my name on it. And the signature demon horns.
I was the only person who made a Mii in that,
what?
in that console.
What? How do you play the game without having Miis?
No one else in the family had a Mii.
What?
Yeah. Well, as far as I know, I think I may have just made them myself because I was like, I need more me's. I need more.
I like just to think, and apparently, and I'm stealing someone else's memory, I was chatting to Corey about it. Apparently, Corey did this. Every, couple of months, he would make a new version of him.
Really?
Yeah, which I'm like, oh. Because I never did that either. And we are just chatting about it after one of my streams of playing Mario Kart, and I was changing my Mii around. And I was talking to Corey about it. He goes, yeah, I just make a new one every so often. And be like, oh, that's what happened. That's what I used to look like. And I'm like, oh, yeah. Yeah,
But yeah, like the games that I grew up with on the Wii, also a little bit of shovelware, but not nearly as much as the DS.
Which is
funny.
funny.
It was mostly licensed games once again.
Which is funny because the Wii is more prime built for shovelware.
It is.
I
just dodged a lot of bullets, I guess.
I had a shovelware game. It was one of those it's a birthday party, whatever. It wasn't good. I played it, but it wasn't good.
Dude, I had a baby party game. I'm pretty sure the Game Grumps played it at some point.
Oh, that one. Oh,
that one.
God.
And the thing is, I had quite a few party games, but I didn't have people to play party games with, so I just unknowingly just played them all by myself.
Yeah, that party game I also only played by myself. I think my mum played it twice. It was
it was the same for me with
video
Mario Party 8.
I never had a Mario Party, so, apart from
that was the
DS.
first and only Mario Party I've ever had.
Mine was the DS one, which was pretty tight. It was pretty good. Probably the best in the series.
Yeah, fair.
I mean, I
remember it being pretty solid.
I did a whole resurgence back in high school. We all brought in our DSs, and someone had a copy of Mario Party. So from memory, it would be Corey, me, and a couple other friends would sit and play Mario Party at break time. It was so funny. I think this would have been year 11 too.
Oh wow.
Year 11. Yeah, it would have been year 11. Oh wow, was you? Wow. Yeah, that was definitely year 11. That's funny. Yeah, we just sat and played Mario Party at the breaks because the 3DS had the function to go back to the old DS setting.
Yeah.
Which reminds me of the little chat thing you could have with DSs between other people.
The PictoChat?
PictoChat.
Oh, I miss PictoChat so much, dude.
Oh man, yeah. My cousins and I would sit in the same room and just chat stuff to each other from our DSs.
Same.
Oh god.
Oh my god. So much dumb fun on that.
Yeah, so much dumb fun.
Yeah. But yeah, I think the games I played the most on the Wii, apart from Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort, which Resort I just played the plane game.
I never had Resort, so
this is very tragic. I love Resort very dearly.
Not fair.
But apart from that, I also played the Simpsons game, which is a very weird game to have on the Wii, but I had it on the Wii.
It was probably because for every console it was on, it was a different game. For the main home consoles, it was very similar to each other, but the DS one was completely different drastically.
Yeah. It had that Game Boy Advance type of treatment of porting games.
I remember Karen, because Karen adores the Simpsons game. Maybe that's a good idea for a birthday gift for Karen.
Ooh.
I've done it, but I tried to do it for Christmas, but I couldn't afford it. I'm gonna try it again. Don't tell Karen.
Don't worry, I
not you.
I don't really talk to Karen.
Recording.
Oh.
Dude, we're recording this. We're wearing a wire.
But yeah, my big core memory game for the Wii was also a weird choice to have it on the Wii, but I didn't have any other console of that generation. It was The Legend of Spyro: Dawn of the Dragon.
That makes sense.
That just set me deep down into a rabbit hole of a fandom. And I still really love that game so much. I want to play it again.
I've heard it's still good. I've heard it's one of the good ones.
It's really good. It's I think it's the best out of the rebooted trilogy. Not the reignited trilogy,
No, I know what you mean. The rebooted.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know there was a trilogy though. I thought
the serious trilogy.
I thought the serious trilogy only rebooted into one game.
Nope. There was 3 games. There was I don't remember what the first one was called, but there was that. Then the second one was The Eternal Night. And then Dawn of the Dragon, which just had a totally different art style and just everything from the previous two games.
That's right. I'm thinking of Dawn of the Dragon.
Yeah. But it was a good game. Oh my god, it was so fun.
I still haven't played a Spyro
It
game.
made a fandom. Oh, it made such a big fandom. And that was probably one of the first, like, properly big fandoms that I became a part of when I was younger.
I like
it was fun.
I like that the first fandom I joined was Unus Annus. So, like, we had very...
That's still really weird to think about.
Well, yeah, because how I enjoy but it's so interesting to think about that, because, like, everyone else would be like, oh, I like this thing, and you'd go to the internet and be like, other people like this thing. Cut to me, and I'm like, I like this thing. It's a shame none of my friends are interested in it. And I'd sit there being like, yep. Cool. That's it.
Which is very weird.
Not really, because I didn't use the internet until I was like 12.
That's... When did I start using the internet?
I know the exact reason why I started using the internet. I didn't know how to play Minecraft. They gave me a tutorial on the website, and I was like, I don't like this video, and then I found someone else, and I watched a Minecraft tutorial for beta Minecraft while jumping into 1.7.4, and I was
my god.
quite confused.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, like, I started using YouTube when I was around 12. I think I started using the internet when I was around, like, maybe 10, which is way too young, but, like...
We say
I had
that.
a PC.
We say that, but, like, think of... Like, my brother started using the internet at the same time I did. It's just the difference equals 6.
It's still way too young.
Because he was influenced by me, and I was 12.
Oh, God.
So I didn't know it. I knew a bit better than him, but I was still, you know. Anyway, look, internet will be another time.
That would be a good topic for another
It's
one.
not a bad idea, early internet.
Yeah, because I have some, like, interesting internet experiences from,
I'd have
like,
to actually
circa 2010.
I'd have to sit and think about it really hard, because I'm like, what stories do I probably do have stories, I just don't remember much. But, yeah, I think, unless we have any other particular games we want to bring up, I think that might wrap us for an episode.
Yeah, like, the only other ones I can think of are, like, I think it was the 5th Spyro game from the original line of Spyro games, which is A Hero's Tale. I played that a lot because it was on the Xbox. And then I also played Conquer Live and Reloaded a lot. Not the original game, because we did not have a Nintendo 64. I did not know that console existed. But I played Live and Reloaded a lot, and I was a little confused with some of the jokes because they were very clearly referencing the previous game. But I didn't know that. It was still really fun. I still really like it.
One of the things I forgot to bring up, and I'll bring up really quickly, is because we talked about the old games, we never talked probably about the consoles. Now, in particular,
that's true.
The weird, and I don't want to go on it for too long, but I just want to bring up this because we could maybe bring it into like a different episode as well when we talk about each console and stuff like that. But like, because again, this isn't meant to be a full gaming podcast. This is just the topic we decided to pick for today.
Yeah,
we'll probably have
we talk about whatever we want.
Yeah, and hey, if you guys have any suggestions for an episode, you can put that in. But like if it's stuff you wanted to hear us ramble on about, if we have anything to say. But one of the things is that I noticed that the PS2, the GameCube, and the Xbox were going through their really creepy startup screen errors.
That's right.
It's so weird. Because like the PS2...
The Xbox startup creeps me out so much as a kid, but I also really loved it. I just wanted to get through the menu as quickly as possible.
Same. For me, it was the PS2, which I think is scarier than the Xbox. Xbox is scary. Nintendo's is the least scary because it has like the cute little... Yeah. That's like the GameCube logo. But then after that it goes... Ooh, and then it's like... It's like humming to it. It's like so scary. And I'm like, why?
I think honestly, it's because those startup screens are in like vast empty spaces. It's just nothing else but like pick and choose these types of things.
The PlayStation was like
PlayStation didn't. Well, it didn't really have a startup menu. It just had a startup like logo.
Well,
I meant
the PS2 because when I said
Oh,
PlayStation, I apologize. The PS1 doesn't exist to me, except for my uncle having weird PlayStation games. Being he just had PlayStation games.
Because like it just reminds me of like, PS1 startup screen. It goes like.
Well, yeah, because they started similar with a similar noise, but then the PS2 was a lot more intense as you found yourself in a city high above a city with a lot of clouds and an empty space. It was creepy.
Yeah.
So have you ever seen the PS2 like disc error screen or like the?
I have not.
So the PS2 regular screen, if you look it up, which I think we'll do after the podcast. It's like a nice like blue thing. It's like blue and grey and stuff like that. If you have like a like either a corrupt disk or like a disk that like something bad corrupted file or like not like corrupted file but like something like a pirated disk or like your disk isn't reading properly, it will have red and black, and it will be twice as intense.
Oh.
And I think Jacob and I were both talking about it being like, if we saw this as a kid, we would never play the PlayStation 2 ever again. That is terrifying.
Yeah.
And heck, there's even creepypastas about it now. Like,
nice.
Like it was spooky, but like it was a weird. I cannot tell you about the Dreamcast. The Dreamcast doesn't feel like a console that would have that. But it also wouldn't surprise me if they did, because it was that weird era. Bring it back. I want to boot up PS5 and it to be horrifying.
Dreamcast had a menu, didn't it? I'm pretty sure.
Probably. The thing is,
it did. It was a really cute menu.
Yeah, that's why it failed. Everyone else was gritty and edgy in the early 2000s. It was like, we're cute. Here, play the one where your fish has a face, a human face.
Play Seaman.
Play Seaman. You can quote me on that one.
That's all I remember Dreamcast for. It's just the Seaman game. Because I never had it. I only ever watched like gameplay of Seaman.
I watched the AVGN. Going back, I watched the AVGN video on it, and I'm like, this looks terrifying.
I'm pretty sure I watched PewDiePie play it at some point.
We should play it.
Oh God.
I don't think I could. Like, I think I could give it a shot, but I don't think I'd be mentally okay for that one.
I would take the reins. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, end the podcast before we keep rambling on.
Yes.
And I don't know how my ending.
How do we end this?
Because I know the ending, but like, okay, I'll just steal it from someone else. And on that note, I've been Connor.
I've been me.
You sure have me. Just been an hour of talking to myself. Honestly, wouldn't surprise me. And I recorded it. Bloody perfect. But now, as we will do for every episode, as we end every episode, we will say good night to the viewer. Good night to the listener.
Yes.
Because it is very late and you should go to bed, listener. I mean, we should go to bed too. And we plan to, because, I'll sleep when I'm done talking. It's the premise of the show.
Yeah.
But yes, good night.
Good night.
Good night. Enjoy your sleep. Enjoy your slumber. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Enjoy your sleep. Don't let the PS2 startup scream bite you.
Okay.